Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. My name is Chief, and welcome in on this Thursday night here at the Fishbowl Radio. We've got some big news, and I wanted to share with the rest of my listeners here. Sean Payton, the New Orleans Saints head coach, has tested positive for the coronavirus. He told Adam Schefter. Payton is the first person in the NFL known to have tested positive for the virus. As we know, New Orleans has been hit really hard with the coronavirus or COVID-19 because there's 19 different. This is the 19th different strand of the coronavirus that has infected humans. No one knows yet of what animal that COVID-19 came from, and so mutations have to occur with this stuff to infect. Like there's a animal to animal transmission, then animal to human. So it's already mutated. It started coming around like December of last year, November-ish. I think it was December though. And I've seen people on Facebook come around and paint a picture of like, oh, people got sick and stuff like that and posted it on Facebook. There was no way that virus was over here. I'm not saying that. It's a highly unlikely situation. The thing was very undetected because now we would have twice as many cases and there'd be way more people having COVID-19 if it happened in December. Because look at it now. I mean, it's a perfect example. Let me read y'all some numbers of what the Louisiana Department of Health has to say. Let's see. Louisiana coronavirus. So I can give y'all some accurate numbers, coronavirus by parish. It's got, okay. Well, that's an article. I don't need that. I wanted the actual Department of Health. Let's see. That was 390. Let's see how. I know they had a 5:30 update, so I'm trying to see. This should have been updated. So, March 19th. Okay. At 5:56. It's 392 cases. With 10 deaths. And if you look at Orleans Parish, where the Saints and everything is at, I hate these pop-up ads, man, because you can't read anything on these things. It was 392 cases. I'm going to go to WWL. The New Orleans station has 10 deaths in 392 cases. 26 of the state's 64 parishes now have confirmed cases of the coronavirus, more than double the number of 10 just a few days ago, which this thing is going to go up because think about it. If you're in a parish of with 2 cases in it, you got to think that those 2 people have interacted with about 100 people. So you could almost say that 100 people have this virus in those parish based on the number of people. Like, they may not get it, but this confirmation stuff, these numbers are going to increase. Because you're just around everybody. You got to think that they're running into this virus. But I know Governor John Bel Edwards had said that Louisiana might end up like Italy. There's 2 different things I would take about that one. First of all, Italy, if you look at their age statistics, is different than Louisiana based on this big fact right here. Italy has the second oldest population in the world. This is a thing. Japan is the oldest. Italy has the second oldest human population on the planet Earth as we speak. So, I don't know if it'll get as bad as Italy. I'm trying to try to throw some water on the fire a little bit. But, I mean, he has said some stuff in the past that makes you kind of wonder, like getting rid of LSU football. I mean, I'm not saying don't wash your hands, but please limit yourself to other people. If you got to leave your house, get your basic necessities and just not leave your house too much. There's no reason to go around and possibly infect yourself and your family, because the whole point of this whole entire thing is we don't want to get the older people really sick, because most of them the mortality rate and the death rate for them is like up there past 10%. So you don't want to try to get your grandparents sick and possibly die from it, because you know how terrible you would feel if you actually did that to your grandparents. I know I would feel extremely bad, or your parents, or whoever you're dealing with, or whoever your family is. I wouldn't recommend it at all. Let's be kind to one another. I know this has been preached a lot, but we should try our best to limit this spread. Alright, so Sean Payton tested positive for it. So I'm going to switch gears here because I want to talk more about the NFL free agency. I know the coronavirus is all over the place and I could easily make an episode about it, but it just doesn't need to be talked about because it's been talked about enough. Alright. There's been big news in the NFL this past week with Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers. He hasn't officially signed a contract yet for the Buccaneers, but it was a good pickup for the Buccaneers if they get him. Some people are saying that Todd Gurley, who just got released today, is going to meet the Brady with the Buccaneers, which that would be a wow, just like a massive talent on that roster would just be incredible. But I want to talk more about the Saints here. That was obviously some big news. Saints re-signed Drew Brees for 2 years and $40 million. Or no, 2 years and $50 million. My bad on that one. The New Orleans Saints signed David Onyemata to a 3-year contract. Let's see. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. He was originally selected in New Orleans in the 4th round of the 120th overall pick to the 2016 NFL Draft out of Manitoba, Canada. In 2019, the 4-year NFL veteran started all 15 regular season games. He appeared in and recorded 32 tackles, 3 sacks for a 15-yard loss, and 1 pass defense. And 1 pass defended. I hate the way they write this stuff sometimes. As a team, New Orleans rush defense was ranked 4th in the NFL. So he's played in 63 regular season games with 25 starts and has recorded 140 tackles and 9.5 sacks, with 3 passes defended and 3 forced fumbles. He has also played in 5 postseason games with 2 starts, recording 10 tackles. 5 of them were solo. So he's had a good career so far with the Saints, and the Saints are continuing to work it out even more with him. And other news, Michael Thomas and Teron Armstead agreed to restructure their contracts with the Saints, which that will help the Saints out a lot in this grand scheme of things. Restructuring contracts, they want to run. They want to run out of the Super Bowl. It's very well known. Before the rework deals, Thomas and Armstead had the 2 highest valued contracts on the team, ahead of number 3, Janoris Jenkins, number 4, Cameron Jordan, number 5, Drew Brees. Armstead was set to be a cap hit of $15 million for 2020, including his base salary of $10.7 million, a signing bonus of $2.2 million, and a little over $1 million in roster and workout bonuses. Thomas was set to receive a base salary of $11 million for 2020, with a $4 million signing bonus for a $15 million cap in 2020. The incremental increase to a $20.45 million cap for 2023. The Saints and Thomas agreed to a 5-year contract extension worth $100 million for $61 million in new guaranteed money. During training camp, the guaranteed money, according to ESPN, was the highest in NFL history for a non-quarterback. Thomas finished the 2019 season with an eye-popping stat line of 149 catches for 1,725 yards, leading the league in both categories, and no other receiver came close. Armstead played in 15 games in 2019, missing just 1 due to a high ankle sprain. His approximate value for 2019 tied his career high at 10. So that's big news for the Saints. They're able to free up some money with that. And you know who they were able to get with that money? They were able to sign former Saint Malcolm Jenkins. He was playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, it was big for them. Michael Thomas is going to be playing safety. He's a little bit older. He's like 31, 32 years old right now. But with him, with Morris Clay... what am I doing? Marshawn Lattimore. Him and Marshawn Lattimore are going to be a great addition to that secondary. And it's one of those things, like, how well are these... Like, it's going to be tough. The NFC South has gotten into a really interesting thing going on. New Orleans has started 2 starters in defensive backfield, 2 offensive starters who are entering free agency. That's another topic here. Safety Von Bell, guard Andreas Pete, quarterback Eli Apple, and veteran receiver Ted Ginn Jr. are all free and are free to explore offers from other teams. Now, let's see. Eli Apple, he's going to the Raiders. And I think that's the only one that I've seen of. Trying to give you some more information here. But yeah, it's been interesting so far this year. With Phillip Rivers going to the Colts. Teddy Bridgewater joining the Panthers. Drew Brees agreed to a 2-year deal with the Saints worth $50 million. Cam Newton was allowed to seek a trade from the Panthers. A.J. Klein agrees to terms with the Buffalo Bills. It's just a lot going on in the NFL right now. And there's going to be more news coming out in the later couple of days. So it's going to be interesting to see. So you're going to have to figure out what you want to do as a franchise, how you want to position yourself. Now, how would I give all these moves that the Saints had this past couple of years, this offseason so far? I like them so far. I think they're really addressing some issues that they have. Let's see here. It's interesting. So, Malcolm Jenkins, if you remember with the Saints, he was with the Saints in 2009 when they won the Super Bowl. He was just like a rookie then. So, yeah, it'll be some big news. Very big news. The NFL draft is still scheduled to be on. It's going to be on April 23rd to April 25th and be televised. So, I've seen some other... There's been some news that some people ain't even broadcasting anymore. But I think it's important to keep the public informed about what's going on. It's just been crazy. So, let's see. I'm trying to find... Juicy hasn't been on the show today because he's at work. He's got a lot going on with him right now, so he'll do good. We all miss Juicy over here at the Fishbowl Radio. Come back, Juicy. We miss you. We miss you a lot, Juicy. So, I think another question we need to ask is how long do I think this coronavirus is going to last? It's a big question. Will it stay during football season? I've heard so many different things about this virus. But is it really? Let's see. Is it really? Does it have staying power? I don't understand something here. No. How long is this virus going to be around for? I think that's a lot of people are probably thinking it's going to last a long time the way they've been acting. So for years, Sean Payton had admitted that his letting go safety Malcolm go in 2014 was one of his biggest regrets. So the Saints didn't hesitate to scoot back up after Philadelphia decided not to exercise the 2020 option on Jenkins' contract. Should never let him to go begin with, Payton told ESPN. The Saints agreed to turn with Jenkins, who was named to 3 Pro Bowls during his 6 years with the Eagles. Jenkins' deal was for 4 years and worth $32 million, a source told Jordan Schultz of ESPN. The contract has $16.25 million guaranteed at a maximum value of $35 million, the source said. Malcolm, I think the world of him, Payton said after a 2018 game against the Eagles, during which Jenkins was seen extending his middle finger at his former coach, for which he quickly apologized. He's a tremendous player, and I hate that he got out of here. And that was probably my biggest mistake. That was probably a big mistake that's been made here in 13 years. He's made up of all the right things. He's a tremendous competitor. Signing Jenkins, 32 years old, would likely indicate that the Saints are prepared to lose veteran safety Von Bell in free agency. But Jenkins will bring added value as a mentor to promising young Sandy Marcus Williams, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Saints always value Jenkins' leadership off the field as much as his ability on the field. He was twice elected at a young age as a captain by his teammates. The Saints drafted Jenkins at Ohio State with the 14th pick in 2009, the year they won the Super Bowl. So Jenkins he's had some history with the Saints, and so it's interesting what is going on with the NFL right now. I'm surprised this hasn't really impacted NFL offseason, the coronavirus, too much. I mean, they have stopped all the gatherings and stuff like that. But I don't think anybody ever saw something like this coming. So we will see what happens. I'm not going to make 30-minute episodes too much because there's not enough news going around for me to justify it. I'm going to keep them at 20 minutes. Try to go into depth about whatever the top story is and try to get some interpretations of it. But with Sean Payton having the coronavirus, there's got to be more people in the NFL that have it. So we're going to see who all are going to be impacted by it in the NFL. Well, the NBA, they've had a good bit of people impacted by it. I just seen today 2 Lakers players have it right now. And that's more. There's a lot more NBA players that have it. So we will see what happens with that. New Orleans has one of the most coronavirus cases per capita than anywhere in the country, so it may extend more to Saints players. So we will see. We will see. So I want to thank you all for listening into the Fishbowl Radio. No, we didn't really have that much to talk to you about today. It's just more about like, oh, this person's going here, this person's going there. So we're going to see what happens here. We're going to keep going along with it and see how it goes. Yeah, you can like us on Facebook. We'll be sharing a lot of articles about stuff. Todd Gurley being released and Clay Matthews. That's on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter at Fishbowl Nation. And keep up with all up to date. We'll share some local articles about what's going on with the coronavirus. So we will see. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you have a great and wonderful evening. And stay safe out there, everybody.